Okay, so it seems like we have an update on Nijisanji, and well, this is to do with Reimu. Now, if you don't know, obviously a month ago, we talked about Reimu and the fact that she was graduating on August 17th. And well, it seems like she is back again, and she is now obviously going back to Indie VTubing, as she's gone back to her old account called Marie FD. Now, obviously, a lot of people were very excited for this, and we did have a little bit of a teaser about 2 weeks ago of something was coming up, and she's been kind of like tweeting and just posting and stuff like that, kind of casually, as you know, time has gone on. But it seems like we now do have an official debut coming out for Marie, and this is going to be obviously Reimu's new place of content. So obviously, if you were a fan of Reimu or whatever, then you can go ahead and follow that. Also, she actually released a song 2 weeks ago with another person, and obviously, yeah, it seems like she's begun uploading again, as she used to upload on this account and stream on this account and whatever, previously. But obviously then Nijisanji got in the way, and then she was streaming over that. But it seems like she's now back after what, 4 years it seems like. So yeah, that is great to see. And yeah, many people were very excited to see her back. Now, obviously, this is the official post here saying debut announcement from the Ashes, a Boundless Rose song Rose. This will be on September 20th, Saturday, so it will be almost exactly next week. And again, yeah, that will be at 10 p.m. EDT, 4 a.m. CEST, and also 11 a.m. JST on YouTube. So she's going to be streaming over on YouTube, which again, is very exciting to see. This is the video that's gone along with it. To be fair, I'm a big fan of a lot of this kind of design that she's chosen. Music's great. And there's a little silhouette of the model. Again, there's just like two halves of the model. I think it's quite funny how they decided to do it. That is essentially it. So yeah, that's essentially the entire of the debut announcement there. Music sounds great, by the way. I would like the use of like some of the kind of like Chinese, I guess, instruments. Again, I'm not sure if it's Chinese, but kind of Asian sounding instruments. It sounds cool, okay? That's what I'm trying to get across here. Again, I'm very excited to see that. And obviously, a lot of people have been mixed about this. Obviously, there's been some rumors, obviously, floating around about Reimu's interactions with Aster Arcadia and stuff like that. So obviously, some people are a little bit skeptical, especially of a lot of people out of Nijisanji. But also, a lot of people are very happy to see her thriving outside of Nijisanji. Anyways, people saying, yes, sir, is this Reimu right? And said, yes, sir, I will be there. They said we should add her and Sue to the suggested VTubers sidebar, and also Ruru once she formally debuts. So the admin should add XJP and ID Livers too in the suggested list. Said view in your time zone. Obviously, they're leaving a time zone for everybody else. Who's saying from a ghost of hell to an angel of heaven. Said when heaven gives you cardboard wings, you can make heaven. You make heaven take the wings back and make your own. Said I'll be there. Said hell yeah. It said broken shackles and leg hurt makes you think. Things that make you say Yeah, obviously there was that little part where they had the like broken shackle on her leg. Which they definitely, had a lot of kind of emphasis on, Usually they don't really show that off too much, but I think the shackle broken on the leg definitely does symbolize something, I guess, in her career. Maybe it means nothing and it's part of the character design, but, whenever you think about, like, how Nijisanji has been treating a lot of their talent recently, maybe it could be a little bit of a dig at them. You never know, but obviously some people have pointed that out. I do think that is quite funny. I didn't even like really recognize that at first. I thought that it didn't really have much of a meaning. People saying I'm super excited for a return, and the silhouette looks amazing. Said sweet, I've wanted to watch her for a while now. So clearly she's broken out of her shackles, which yeah, tons of people are bringing attention to that, which I do think is a very funny detail, and obviously hopefully, yeah, that will become a big part of her kind of model. So let's go. It said, you know, got the event set on my calendar. Now I can't wait for the debut. It said, wow, Anna became an indie. Slash S. It said, fun fact, but during one of Ethereum's anniversary streams, both Millie and Reimu admitted to auditioning for Anna's model, and Anna wanted Reimu's model. I can't remember who Nina auditioned for, so didn't know that, but I remember someone saying that Lazarlight and Obsidia got casted at the same time, and at one point they didn't know which would go first and which model is for who. There is a timeline where Pomu was Rosemi, Petra was Finana, and vice versa. I doubt they consider Doki to be anyone but Selen. Only her could fill up that model, lol. So speaking of which, do you know Mume and Doki applied for both companies thinking that they both get accepted to the same company? Which one in the council would be Doki if she got accepted into Hololive instead of Nijisanji? And conversely, which one in Obsidia would be Mume if she went into Niji? So Hololive. So obviously people like speaking about the fact that, like, you know, people sign up for these roles and it gets very confusing sometimes, because sometimes people don't get the roles that they want. Maybe they signed for a different one and they ended up with a different model. It's very interesting how all of that kind of works. But again, that is very interesting because then it's Marie, the angle, let's go. So yeah, obviously it seems like, you know, people are very excited for it, which I think is great. Obviously there's been a lot of comments on the actual post itself as well, saying my goat, so woo, let's go. You know, got Quinn Bennett here even said let's go. Tiger Toragami. So many people just very excited. Again, I don't think I've seen anything really negative, you know, but again, I think it is a very positive outcome at the moment. But again, I think, you know, people are going to be going over supporting them. As I said, they've made content on here before, so I think they shouldn't have much, you know, trouble getting an audience, as obviously they already have the audience as Reimu, but also they have a really big audience as Marie as well. You know, they got 180,000 subscribers over on YouTube, as well as like 60,000 followers over on Twitter as well. So again, they've obviously been around before and been quite big on their indie account before anyways. But yeah, it seems like they are fully getting back into the swing of things, which I think is great. Also, I just want to quickly point out, whenever I say indie, I mean like she used to do like IRL kind of content and stuff like that. I don't actually mean like indie VTuber. I just mean like indie in general, just doing whatever they want, not part of a company. So just thought I'd just clear that up, because I did realize that I kept saying like she was used to be indie, but in fact she was like just an indie IRL. You know, you get what I mean. You get what I mean. And yeah, I think that many other VTubers, whenever they tend to go indie, they make a new account and things. And sometimes if they were indie before, their account really wasn't that big. People were just finding out about it. But I think this is one of the rare cases where the account is actually already quite big. They're already quite a big, you know, indie person on their own. And then obviously now they can come back and actually, you know, continue doing this stuff on a pretty big account, which I think is actually probably one of the best kind of outcomes. You know, obviously being part of Nijisanji isn't great, but you know, obviously you could still benefit off the growth that being a part of an agency can give you. And then obviously, yeah, you have the kind of joy of going back to an account with a sizable following, which I think is actually, yeah, probably one of the best case scenarios for a VTuber, I'd say, in terms of, you know, going to an agency and having to leave it. I mean, it was probably quite a hard decision in the first place to leave this account and go to Nijisanji. But again, obviously a lot of people want to experience, you know, what a kind of agency kind of style job, you know, would feel like. And, you know, obviously Nijisanji isn't exactly the best one, but it is still an agency at the end of the day, and it can provide you with that. So again, obviously a lot of people, you know, have seen that Reimu graduated at the start of the month, but it seems like she is now back and she is now ready for her debut. So yeah, as again, just reminded you, September 20th on Saturday, 10 a.m. EDT, 4 a.m. CEST, and 11 a.m. JST on her YouTube channel, Marie FD. So yeah, expect that. And obviously, if anything happens from there, then I'll keep it covered. I'll talk about it. And yeah, I mean, very, very exciting for a lot of people. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameSubs, use my code KAZA, get 10% off again. They've got a ton of really cool stuff over there. I definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, that's about all I got. And I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.